Hello everyone, my name is Sammy Harris. I live in Massachusetts, I go to Springfield Technical Community College, and I'm about 20 years old. But before I get right into this demonstration, I'd like to ask a question. Who in this room are into ninjas? Or at least ever heard about ninjas? Ninjas, also known as shinobis, are trained mercenaries or spies in Japan that weren't really known until the 15th century. They were trained in many different things like espionage, sabotage, infiltration, and then assassination. When I was a kid, I used to be fascinated by ninjas. I watched a lot of shows that had to do with ninjas, like Naruto and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I had a lot of ninja-themed things growing up. Now you may be asking, what does this have to do with my demonstration? Well, today I've prepared a video to teach you how to make one of the most well-known weapons that a ninja uses, which is the Shuriken, also known as the Ninja Star. Now before we get started, you need to grab 2 pieces of paper because we're going to be making these shurikens out of paper. So you just grab any old notebook, pull out 2 pieces of paper, but for now, grab one of them and set the other side for later. Now that you have your piece of paper, take the piece of paper and fold it in half. Make sure both of these corners are meeting up, right on the other corners. Put it down, then flatten it. And now your new folded piece of paper should look something like this. Half the size of what it used to be. Now we're going to fold one of the sides and fold it up until it gets to about halfway, a little bit under, until it gets about halfway right in the middle of the new piece of paper. So fold this up. It's about halfway, then flatten it. So now your paper should look like this. Fold it in. Voila. Now take the other side, fold that side over the other one, then flatten it. So it's like you made kind of like a pan flip. Fold that side over. Bam, done. Now take the bottom left corner and fold this upward until the corner meets with the top of the folded piece of paper. So we're going to take this, fold it upward, make sure it lines up, then until it makes a little bit of a triangle here, then flatten it. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side, except for folding it upward, we're going to fold it downward. Take the corner, make sure it meets to the bottom, and lines up with the bottom piece of the paper, until it makes a triangle, flatten it, and now your piece of paper should look like a parallelogram, just like that. Now we're gonna take either side, preferably, but for now we're gonna take the one we did the first side we did, the upward triangle, and we're gonna fold this over to the other side of the paper, like that. Now make sure that this side of the paper right here lines up with this top right here. So we're going to fold it over, flip it over, make sure it lines up until they're right next to each other. Then to look something like this, flatten it. So now your new fold should look something like this. Kind of like a boat with a little sail at the front, or maybe like a baby carriage. Yeah, it looks kind of like a baby carriage with no wheels. Now take the other fold we did last time that was going, I kind of flipped it over, so that was going downward, and we're gonna fold this upward. Now you're gonna do the same thing you did on the other side. Make sure this side matches and lines up with this side right here. We're gonna fold it, make sure both sides line up, and then we're gonna flatten it. So now your folded piece of paper should look something like this. Kind of like a, I don't know, maybe like a bird. Not even like a bird. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Now, flip it to the side where it shows the folds. And now we're going to flip again. Flip this downward. This should automatically line up because you can't really go over. Fold it. Take this side, right here. Flip it until it lines up on the bottom. Until, just like that. So each new triangle should be side by side. So it looks something like this. And the back should look something like this. Now it's like a little tiny little parallelogram or a rhombus, like a diamond kind of. Now you're going to do the same exact thing with the second piece of paper. So if you want to just pause the video or just take your time and just do the second piece of paper real quick. I'm going to just do it real fast. This one has a little bit of a rip on it, but doesn't really matter, honestly. I can just do this. Fold this real quick. I can do this really quick for you guys. Fold it again. And voila, I made one really quick. I made a second one. Now, this is where it gets kind of hard a little bit, but not exactly. It might crease your ninja star, but that's honestly the way you're gonna have to put it in. Now you should have two of these. They should be exactly the same thing, not like the opposite. Like this shouldn't be. Doesn't really matter. Two of the same piece of paper folded. Now we're gonna take both pieces. We're gonna line them up with each other. One's gonna be vertical, just like this. One's gonna be horizontal, right there in the center. Unfold it, put this right in the middle of the vertical one, so it's just like this. Now this is where it gets kind of hard. Take this bottom corner right here of the vertical one, and you're going to have to slide it in into one of the crevices made right here. If I can just show it in the camera. As you can see, there's a little bit of a little section where you can just put stuff in, stick stuff in. And have to do this. Take the bottom triangle, and the bottom triangle, the vertical one, the horizontal one. Stick the bottom one right in there. So now it should be something like this, as if it was together, just like this. I can show you. So this triangle is inside this triangle, and you're going to do the process for each one. So now we have this little slab right here. Take this triangle. And this is why I said it's going to be complicated, because sometimes the triangles tend to slide out, and then you're going to have to freaking stick it back in again, and it's going to be a little bit of a mission. So basically, take each little corner and stick it in another triangle. So we're going to have to take this one, and we're going to have to stick this right... See, this is kind of hard, because stick it right in here. Then we have this corner left and this corner left. Take this corner, stick it in this triangle as well. It should go. It should be going in like a circle. So this triangle goes in this one. This triangle goes in this one, and now this triangle goes in this one, and then this triangle will go back in the first one that we did. So stick this, and this is what I mean, because you're gonna have to pull it back to stick it in, and another triangle might come out. So you're gonna might have to go back and put a triangle back in where it's supposed to be. And then after that, it should close up by itself, because you stuck every corner within itself. So now, after you fold it in a bit, everything comes out good. You have now just made a ninja star. Now the last part might have been a little bit complicated because of all the folding and stuff. But if you follow along, you might have to rewind the video and catch what I said again. But essentially, each corner needs to go inside each other adjacent triangle. So this triangle right here goes in this one. This triangle in here goes in this one, and this triangle in here goes in this one, and this triangle goes in here. So it basically closes itself off, just like this. And now you have yourself a ninja star, or a Shuriken. It's mostly known as a ninja star in the US and other countries, but this is known as a Shuriken. Now you can actually throw this Shuriken, but I suggest you either throw it where there's no other people around or outside, because these corners are actually they're not lethally sharp, but you can poke someone's eye with it. And my friend has also done that to me before, and I've actually done it to somebody else, and it kind of hurts. So make sure you're in a closed or open space. Make sure there's no one around, and then throw it. And if you throw it right, it should actually zoom across the field or the room. But that's all I have to show you for today. That's how you make a paper Shuriken, and yeah. That's about it. I've always loved ninjas when I was a kid, so when I found out how to make these, I was actually really excited. And I used to make these for like years. I actually stopped recently because, you know, I don't really find the need to make them anymore. But it feels nice and refreshing to make something that I used to make in my childhood. So with that, if you need any more clarification, rewind the video. Maybe go back a couple steps. I know I may not be the best at explaining things, but my name is Samuel Harris, and that's how you make a paper Shuriken. Thank you for watching or listening, and you have a nice evening, morning, or night.